Let's look at the first translation, Cerberus. So Cerberus, right, that's the name of the dog. First paragraph, Caecilius est in horto, Caecilius in horto sedet, servus est in atrio, servus in atrio laborat, metella est in atrio, metella in atrio sedet, quintus est in tablino, quintus in tablino scribit, Cerberus est in via. Right, so translating this, first thing we might do is identify the verbs. So see that first sentence, est is a verb, right? We saw that as is. Second sentence, sedet, that's a verb, right? Sits. Then we have est again, right? Is. Laborat, works. Right? Notice all these verbs are ending in T. Is. Sedet. Is again. Scribit, right? Writes. Is again, right? Then let's, what else do we have? We have prepositional phrases, right? A preposition is a word that creates a relationship with another word. So in horto, right, it creates a relationship with horto. So in horto is a prepositional phrase. In is a preposition, horto the object. So let's underline these as blue. So in horto, in the garden. Same thing. Okay, in atrio, in the atrium. Again, and again, and again. A little repetitive. In tablino, something different at least. So in the study. And finally in via. All right. So other verbs. So what do we have? No, sorry, not verbs, nouns. So Caecilius, right? That's a noun. That's a guy, right? Okay, servus means slave. Metella, that's the wife of Caecilius. Quintus, their son. Quintus again. Of course, Cerberus, the dog. All right, so everything is underlined now, right? Either a verb, which is underlined in red, a prepositional phrase, which is underlined in blue, or a noun, and all the other nouns here are going to be the subject of the verb, right? They're all in the nominative case, as we'll see what that means. So first sentence, I have Caecilius, I have est, which is, and I have in horto, in the garden. So Caecilius is in the garden. Caecilius in horto sedet, right? This is very typical word order where the subject is first, Caecilius, the verb is last, sedet, sits, right? Remember the verbs end in T, they're going to be he, she, it, or something, or a particular he, she, or it. In that case, we have a particular he here, Caecilius, right? So Caecilius sedet is Caecilius sits. Caecilius sits in horto, in the garden. Servus est in atrio, so the slave is in atrio, in the atrium. Servus in atrio laborat, the slave laborat, works in the atrium, right? Get used to seeing that verb last. Metella est in atrio, metella is in the atrium. Metella in atrio sedet, right? So now metella is the subject, metella sedet, metella sits. Metella sits in the atrium. Again, that's typical word order. Subject first, metella, verb last, sedet. Everything else, in this case, a prepositional phrase in between, in atrio. Quintus est in tablino. Quintus is in the study. Quintus in tablino scribit. You get the pattern now. Quintus writes in the study. Cerberus est in via. Cerberus is in the streets. All right. So Cocus est in colina in the second paragraph. Cocus est in colina. So Cocus, of course, means cook. Est is in colina, prepositional phrase, in the kitchen. Cocus, the cook, is in the kitchen. Cocus in colina dormit. Right, that same pattern, the subject first, the verb last, everything else, and in this case, again, it's a prepositional phrase in between. So the cook sleeps, right? The cook in the kitchen sleeps, or in English would say the cook sleeps in the kitchen, probably, right? Cerberus intra, Cerberus enters. Cerberus circumspectat, Cerberus looks around, right? Circum, around, right? If you circumnavigate the globe, you sail around the globe, right? A circle has a circumference. Right? So spectat looks, come around, looks around. Cerberus looks around. Quibus est in mensa. Quibus, food, is in mensa, on the table. Canis salit, the dog jumps. Right? Canis in mensa stat, the dog stands in mensa, on the table. Grumio stertit, Grumio snores. Canis latrat, the dog barks. Grumio surgit, Grumio gets up. Cocus est iratu, so cook is angry. Pestis, furcifer cocus clamat, so pest, scoundrel, the cook shouts. Cerberus exit, Cerberus goes out. Right? Another criminal who gets away with his action.